Another day, another story with inspirekidsTv. Musa, the story of Moses, Musa, and his journey to freedom. Once upon a time, in a land of Egypt, there lived a baby boy named Moses, also known as Musa, peace be upon him. His parents were worried about his safety because the Pharaoh, ruler of the land, had ordered that all newborn boys should be killed. So, they decided to put Moses, Musa, in a basket and leave him on the Nile River. As fate would have it, the basket floated to the palace, where the ruler's daughter Asiya found it. She was moved by the baby's cries and decided to take him in and raise him as her own. She named him Moses, Musa, which means drawn out of the water. Moses, Musa, grew up in the palace and was given the best education and training. He was kind and compassionate towards everyone, and people loved him. However, Moses, Musa, knew that he was not truly one of them, and often wondered about his true identity. One day, while wandering in the desert, Moses, Musa, came across a burning bush. He heard a voice from the bush, which was the voice of God. God spoke to Moses, Musa, and told him that he was chosen to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt from Pharaoh. Moses, Musa, was frightened at first but knew he had to obey God's command. He went to the Pharaoh and demanded that he release the Israelites, but the Pharaoh refused. So, God sent 10 plagues to Egypt, and eventually, after losing against Musa, the Pharaoh agreed to release the Israelites. The Pharaoh continues to plan against Musa and the Israelites. The Pharaoh begins to fear that Musa may convince the people that he is not the true God, and wants to have Musa killed. The Pharaoh defiantly refuses to allow the Israelites to leave Egypt. The Quran states that God decrees punishments over Pharaoh and his people. These punishments come in the form of floods that demolish their dwellings, swarms of locusts that destroy the crops, pestilence of lice that makes their life miserable, toads that croak and spring everywhere, and the turning of all drinking water into blood. Each time the Pharaoh is subjected to humiliation, his defiance becomes greater. The Quran mentions that God instructs Musa to travel at night with the Israelites and warns them that they would be pursued. The Pharaoh chases the Israelites with his army after realizing that they have left during the night. Having escaped and now being pursued by the Egyptians, the Israelites stop when they reach the seafront. Moses, Musa, led the Israelites towards the promised land through dividing the Red Sea by miracle given by God. He had fulfilled God's command and had led his people out of slavery. Along the way, they faced many challenges, but God always helped them through. Moses, Musa, was a wise and strong leader who guided his people with love and compassion. Moses, Musa, and his people was able to see the promised land but was not allowed to enter it. Moses, Musa, leaves the people, instructing them that Harun, Aaron, his brother who was also guided to be on right path, is to be their leader during his absence. Moses, Musa, is commanded by God to fast for 30 days and to then proceed to the valley of Mount Sinai. God orders Moses, Musa, to fast again for 10 days before returning. After completing his fasts, Moses, Musa, returns to the spot where he had first received his miracles from God. Moses, Musa, is then given the 10 Commandments by God as guidance and as mercy. Meanwhile, in his absence, one of rebellious follower creates a golden calf idol, proclaiming it to be the God of Moses, Musa. The people begin to worship the golden calf idol. Aaron, attempts to guide them away from the golden calf, but the Israelites refuse to do so until Musa, returns. Musa, having thus received the scriptures for his people. Musa, informed by God that the Israelites has been tested in his absence, and they have gone astray by worshipping the golden calf. Musa, comes down from the mountain and returns to his people. Musa, in his anger, grabs and holds his brother Aaron by his beard and admonishes him for doing nothing to stop them. But when Aaron, tells Musa, of his fruitless attempt to stop them, Musa, understands his helplessness, and they both pray to God for forgiveness. Musa, then questions Samiri, rebellious follower, for creating the golden calf. Samiri, rebellious follower, replies that it had simply occurred to him, and he had done so. Samiri is exiled, and the golden calf is burned to ashes, and the ashes are thrown into the sea. The wrongdoers who have worshipped the calf are ordered to be punished for their crime. Musa, then chooses 70 elders from among the Israelites and orders them to pray for forgiveness. From that day on, Musa, also known as Moses, the great leader who led the Israelites out of slavery. Moses' revelations, such as the Ten Commandments, which form part of the contents of the Torah and are central to the Abrahamic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Consequently, Jews and Christians are designated as people of the book for Muslims and are to be recognized with this special status wherever Islamic law is applied. In conclusion, the story of Musa, also known as Moses, teaches us the importance of faith and the power of a kind heart. Despite facing many challenges and obstacles, Musa never gave up on his mission to lead his people to freedom. He trusted in God's plan and remained steadfast in his determination to do what was right. Musa's leadership and compassion towards his people continue to inspire generations, and his story serves as a reminder of the strength that lies within us all. Through his courage and faith, Musa was able to achieve what many thought was impossible, and his legacy will always be remembered as one of the greatest leaders in history. The end. Thanks for watching Inspire Kids TV.